morning, children. I hope you are all well. I hope you've had a first good day back yesterday into the week, and you have woken up today and you're feeling bright and ready for some more learning. So this is your second phonics lesson for Year 1 children. So hello to all children in Forest class and Matthew class if you are joining us today. Yesterday I said we were going to read our second poem today, which is called The Yellow Tulip. So I've got a lovely picture of a yellow tulip down there. I'm going to read you that poem to start our session off today. For weeks, the yellow tulip, for weeks it struggled through the hard crust of the spring earth and a foot of air, just to be scorched by the sun, jolted by raindrops, blasted by the wind. But on this gentle May morning, as it opens, yellow petals to the sky, nothing else matters. It's a lovely one. I was thinking afterwards, maybe you could have a look on your computer or your laptop to see what a yellow tulip looks like. And maybe you could have a go at drawing one, or drawing a field full of yellow tulips. That would be a lovely field to visit, wouldn't it? Okay, so today in phonics, we are going to start by reading some alien words. I'm going to show those up to you, and then we are going to have a go at reading some of your words, what we call common exception words. So the words, you've got this sheet, we will have given it in your packs at the beginning of our lockdown, at the beginning of when we closed school and you went home. So you might want to go and have a look for that. And you will also need your whiteboard and your pen as always, and you'll also need your exercise book with a pencil. So could you go and get your whiteboard and your pen, exercise book with lines in it, or some lined paper and a pencil, and go and see if you can have a look for that sheet. Okay, welcome back. So we're going to start by going through some of the alien words. So sitting up, looking this way, and if you have a go at sounding them out with me. Quack, quack. Jark, jark. Thug, thug. Sh or ch, short. Very good. Yaw, fjord. This is a fjord. Remember this sound? Yaw, for sure it's pure. Vi, vi. Dite, dite. And again, quoop, croup. Very good, well done. Okay, right, if you have this sheet, all I really want you to practice doing today is just reading the words. So I think last week or the week before I asked you to read one sort of column, one row of a list of them. So if you have already read those ones and these ones, have a go at choosing another one. And if there's a word that you particularly find tricky, then I'd like you then to practice reading it again and again, think about how we use that word in a sentence, and then practice writing that word out onto either your whiteboard or onto the lined paper or exercise book. So you just go through them: is, his, has, I, you, your. Oh, that's your. That's how you spell your. You could choose that word as the one that you write out. Y-O-U-R, your. Okay, good. So pause the video to have a go at doing that. Okay, welcome back, children. Right, the main activity for today is I'm going to read you this story called A Good Cook. And we are then going to learn about how to write a list using commas. So I'm going to teach you something new today. So make sure you are listening carefully and you can see the pages and the pictures for the story. A good cook. Last Sunday, my dad said, "I think I'll cook pasta today." "Good," said Mum. "I will put my feet up." Having a rest. pasta took Dad all day? He looked in his cookbook. Oh dear. He's not used to cooking. He took a pan from its hook and he cooked the pasta in it. Then he shook the pan and mixed in cheese with a wooden spoon. Smell good? He stood a big bowl on a mat. Then he tipped up the pan. Whoosh! Splat. Oh dear, it's gone everywhere. Oh no, splat. So Mum and I cooked egg and chips. Is my dad a good cook? Not yet. He had a bit of a disaster, didn't he? Oh dear. Well, the reason why I read you this story is because I wanted us to think about writing a list for all the things you need if you were cooking pasta. So, if we go all the way back, first of all, he looked in his cookbook, didn't he? He looked in his cookbook. So today I'm going to teach you how you write a list. So if you're going to use look at a recipe, if you're going to bake something, often we look in cookbooks and it tells you all the things you need, which we call the ingredients, all the things you need. So if you were to make, let's say we're going to make pasta with tomato sauce and cheese, let's think about all of the things we would need in order to do that. So first of all, you would need a saucepan. So we'll just maybe write pan. So number 1 with your whiteboard, I want you to have a go at writing the first thing you need is pan. So that isn't an ingredient, that's some equipment, that's something that you need, but it still could be in the list of what you will need. So a pan, Okay, should we write it like that? We won't do it with number 1. If you've done it on the whiteboard, rub off the number 1, because we're going to be writing a list. Now, when you write the next thing on the list, to show it's the next thing, you do something called a comma, and a comma looks like that. Can you see? I've just done it, a little sort of squiggly line. It goes round like that, and that goes at the end of the word. And that a comma is there whenever you're listing more than one thing. So if you said, I went to the zoo and I saw a cow, sheep, goat and lion, you would put a comma in between each one because it's more than one thing. Okay, so a pan is the first thing that you need. The next, you would need to fill it up with water, so we'll write water underneath. Water. Water, and then we put in the comma. Then you need to get the pasta and start cooking that into the pan. So when the water's bubbling on the hob, you'd put the pasta in. So if I'm going too quick at any moment, do pause the video. So you have a pan, water, pasta, and then the next thing, if you're going to be, while the pasta is cooking, you would make the sauce. So for the sauce, you probably need some onion. You spell onion O-N-E-on, like onion. 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 Okay. And do you like eating pesto, some of you? I don't know, my children love eating pasta and pesto. So sometimes I chop some onion and some garlic, but if I'm using pesto, that often has quite a strong taste anyway. And then I cook the onion, and then I might stir in some pesto, P-E-S-T-O, pesto, so I'd need that. And then maybe some tomatoes. Let's try and write tomatoes. You might need to help with this if you're copying and writing this at the same time. It's T-O-M, Tom, and then arto is just an A-T-O, tomato. Tomato. Good. And then the last one underneath, you'd probably at the end, after the tomato and the pesto and the onion had bubbled up, You then drain the pasta from the water and you could stir it all in, and then you might sprinkle some cheese at the end. So you'd need some cheese. Now, there you have a list of all the things you would need in order to make pasta. You can, if you're writing a list, have numbers next to it if you wanted to, but it's sometimes easier just to have the commas because that tells you that there's the next thing coming. Okay? It tells you that you don't need to do that if you're using commas. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is I would like you to have a go at writing a shopping list for the things that you need maybe to buy. So you'll need to go and ask your grown-up in your house and say, the next time we go to the shops, what are the things that we're going to need to buy? And so you could ask your mum or your dad or your grown-up at home, and on a piece of paper I want you to have a go at writing a shopping list for them to help them remember the things that they're going to need when they go to the shops. So you could get a clean piece of paper and you could write here, number 1, we need shampoo. Shampoo. Okay? Then you do a little comma, and you might want to write number 2, we need some milk. We're going to need milk. Milk. And together, see if you can write a shopping list, and then make sure you give that to your grown-up before they go shopping the next time to help them remember. Okay, so that is today's activity, using commas when you're writing a list of things. And we often write lists, we need to write lists for shopping. I always have to write shopping lists because I never remember what I'm going to get. And when you are looking to do cooking, that's another thing. Okay, and sometimes you might write a list of all the things you have to do. If you've got a lot to do in the day, you might write a list of all the things you need to do so you don't forget. Okay, children, so goodbye for me from now, and tomorrow there is a BBC bite-sized video for you to watch. It's all linked to phonics and exploring. I'll have put it on the little plan for the week, so ask your grown-up to have a look and see it and see the link. Okay, and I will see you again on Thursday for another one of these video lessons. Bye, take care, have fun.